So at Izakaya, we sell a variety of Japanese beers, including Coedo. Coedo is a small boutique brewery just outside of Tokyo in Saitama. And currently on tap we have the brewery, which is it's a craft beer. It's a fruity style beer, but it has a lovely crisp finish, goes well with a lot of our food. Today we have Haru, who's our second generation founder of Coedo Breweries. He's come to have a chat to us about Coedo beer.
Okay. So, Coedo は1996年にスタートした日本でも一番古くからあるクラフトビールの一つです。
So Haru explains the Coedo was first founded in 1996 as the first generation craft brewer in Japan. In 2006, Haru took over the company from his father and rebranded as the current Coedo in Japan. His philosophy of brewing is to showcase the craftsmanship of the Japanese beer, not just in Japan, to all over the world.
日本でクラフトビールは今とても多くの方たちが飲んでいただくように成長してきているんですけれども、
Haru explains that the craft beer in Japan is slowly gaining position over the big manufacturers like Sapporo, Kirin, Asahi, as he explains that in Japan the beer is to be drunken with the food, and more smaller craft beer is popping up everywhere in Japan. As he is one of the first craft beers in Japan, he thinks that matching the food with the craft beer is gaining position over the bigger places.
小江戸の考え方は、コンセプトはビアビューティフルと言っています。ビールは面白い、ビールは素晴らしいということを知っていただきたいということで。
So Coedo's philosophy is that beer is beautiful. They think that every single beer they brew, it should be matched with any kind of food that we have in Japan or at any izakaya.
小江戸ビールはいつも先ほどお話ししたように飲食店さんに出していただくっていうことを大事にしてきましたので、居酒屋のお客様もたくさんいらっしゃいますし。
So Haru explains that izakaya in Japan is where people meet without the formality. So you don't have to sit down with a shirt and a tie. Where izakaya in Japan is where people gather, drink, eat, have fun, enjoy their time together, not rather than having a formal kind of meeting, formal food. And in Japan, izakaya is not just Japanese food. It is from anywhere between Western food to all the way to North American food. That can be izakaya in Japan. The Coedo targets those little smaller places where the owner, the chef, can create a variety of dishes to match with their food. The philosophy for any izakaya is that for people to come in, enjoy their time, enjoy our food, enjoy our beers, enjoy our wines, and enjoy each other as a company. At any izakaya, we match our food with our wide range of wines, beers, and Japanese sake to all the way to Japanese shochu.
もともと小江戸ビールのこのファミリービジネスとしての起源はオーガニックファーミングなんですね。
The Coedo started as an agriculture company. Okay? They have a lot of ties with farmers. As Saitama is very famous for their green tea, Coedo is now brewing a green tea beer using the green tea like a hop, or as to introduce a bit more of that green tea flavor to the beer.
で例えばさつまいもは埼玉県の川越地方で東日本として初めてさつまいもが栽培されたところでもあって
The Kawagoe city in Japan was one of the first city in Japan, or in northeast Japan, to produce sweet potatoes. In Japan, the consistency of the product is key. So there was a sweet potatoes that was either too big or too small that was going into the bin. So Coedo actually took all those and decided to make a sweet potato beer, which is named Benyaka. Name of the sweet potato is called Benyaka as well. Coedo wants to be more organic, more smaller, more local produced, centered beer producer. Our seasonal vegetable tempura right now is asparagus. It is served with salt, lemon, and a bit of a tempura dipping sauce. So Haru, what would you recommend eating or drinking with that tempura?
そうですね、その場合はこの野菜の料理にはやはりブリがおすすめですね。
So he explained that for any vegetable dishes, he recommended ruli, which is Japanese pilsner, because ruli have a bit of acidity in it, so it'll cut through all the oiliness of the tempura. Another popular dish at Yen Izakaya is our zuke maguro with a wasabi and pistachio dressing. So what would you recommend drinking with our zuke maguro dish?
この赤身の魚ですし、そこに合わせるところで、今
Haru recommends drinking benyaka with our soy marinated tuna because it's red and red, being sweet potato red color and tuna has been red, as well as because of the iron content in tuna, the benyaka will cut through if you have it with other beers.
こちらの居酒屋さんに伺って、それでやっぱり最初に感じたのはとても内装が素敵だっていうことですね。
Haru explains that the first impression he had of an izakaya is how stylish it is. With the interior is very traditional Japanese kominka style, where compared to izakaya in Japan, which is it could be just a box. The Coedo do emphasize in their style of their food. So in the bottom line, he feels that the two of the stylishness goes together. And all the aroma, the cooking smells of the kitchen is absolutely making him hungry.
で、今開発が終わりまして、これからご提案をさせていただこうとしているのが、先ほど少しお話ししましたけれども、狭山茶。
Some of the new product from Coedo coming to Enizakai in the next 12 months is a green tea saison beer. They infuse the beer with green tea, giving it a bit more Japanesey flavor to it. And they also have a beer made from rice and yuzu, and they will call that Japan Pale Ale, JPL. So that is something for us to look forward to.